Hello, everybody. Welcome to Dungeons and Dragons
Nope,
Valkyrie,
that's not it.
a homebrew campaign where complete strangers who met on Reddit become the bestest of friends while playing Dungeons and Dragons live for you every Monday night at 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. I am your host, TheMajestic, creator of this channel here on Twitch, which if you're watching on YouTube and catching up there, you can find by the search bar www.twitch.tv/TheMajesticGamin. Gamin, no G, as well as if you would like to get up to date, if you are not caught up, you can find the YouTube channel The Majestic, where we upload these videos to, which you can find in the search bar of YouTube just by looking for The Majestic, all one word, and it will be the very first channel to pop up, and then there is a whole playlist of Dungeons and Dragons. Today I am joined by the same incredible group, minus one though, Courtney, who plays Delilah. Our cleric was unfortunately not able to make it today, but she should be back next week, and Brandon will be playing for her as well as Higgs' character, but I'll let everyone introduce themselves and their characters, starting with Rachel. Say hello.
Hello, my name is Rachel. I'm playing our half-elf Mira Helder, and she's a level 3 rogue.
Yes. Alongside her is her twin sister, so yes, there is, you are not going crazy, they sound exactly alike, which makes it super difficult for all of us, but you know, hey. Go ahead and say hello, Rebecca.
Hi, I'm Rebecca. I'm playing our bard, Nathara Sepret.
And she loves it. Next up, we have Brandon. Say hello, Brandon.
Hello, I'm playing Jax, our Dragonborn Paladin, and also taking over as Delilah, the Aasimar Cleric.
Very, very good. And Justin, say hello and plug your stuffs.
Hi, I am Justin. I'm playing the Fire Genasi Warlock named Zashmar Efreet. I am also Zero Score on YouTube, if you want to check that out. I normally have a better setup than this, but we do what we can. My computer's kind of dead right now.
You are perfectly fine. In fact, some other news as well, while we do some plugs and everything, a huge shout out to our first, group fan art ever, at Carly Matson. Thank you so much for this beautiful image there of all the characters, except for Nathara right now, but that might be... There might be a reason for that. Who knows? I don't. Starting with Jax the Dragonborn over on the side, then Mira, then Delilah, and Zash with his fiery head. Oh my god, what beautiful fan art. Thank you so much again at Carly Matson, and we will keep that up during the game. We continue today where we left off, when Nathara, along with Jimjar, Eldith, and at the time Ront, were traveling, they came across some of these weird creatures that were like sludge crawling around, which attacked them because they decided to go set off all of the traps at once, and all of them came out.
My fault.
No, it just happened though, and it was crazy, and well, this is the result. They still followed them as Nathara met up with the rest of the group of our adventurers. The pudding creatures also followed along with them. Through some incredible acts of violence, the group has successfully killed a number of these things, but when you slash at them, sometimes they split into two creatures, which is just nuts. But we join back in and Justin, can you correct me if I'm wrong? Prince Darendil has 2 death saving fails, and Topsy has 2 death saving fails. Death saving fails as well, correct?
Someone has one.
Topsy,
Is it
then.
Stool that has one?
You mean one additional
Stool got
person has
healed.
one? Stool got healed.
No.
He's at 1 hit
Oh,
point.
yeah. Okay. Because that's not with me right now, so I don't
Okay,
remember
gotcha.
exactly, but yeah, that's right. I just thought there was another person that had one.
Yeah, it was Stool. He was looking very bad, but Delilah had just gone before your turn, which was where we left off last, and called it a night at 9 p.m.
Okay.
because we go to 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. ish. So.
Eesh.
Ish.
With a question mark next to the ish.
Question, question mark and exclamation point. That way there's excitement in it too. But I also made little, note cards, flashcards for this. So hopefully I can just, go next character, and that will be good. In fact, starting with Eldith Feldrun, because she's not normally a fighter, this is such an underrated skill of hers. She is very incredible with a long bow. Which is great news, because she is going to come up here, 1, 2, 3, using her longbow and poison. She has line of sight on B4. That's not before anything, it's the actual, just a little thing that I did for the monster. Anyway, she's going to make an attack. Let's go ahead and do the attack roll. Their armor class, I believe, is 8, but I'm still going to keep that up just to be sure. No. It's 8 exactly. Wow. Eldith, by the skin of her teeth, well, +4 too, but still, by the skin of her teeth, she's able to successfully attack the... Yes, there you are. Oh, it's... Never mind. It is very, very close to 8, but it's not even 8. So she successfully hits it with the longbow, doing 1d8 plus 2 damage, as well as it has to make the Constitution saving throw for the poison. So 6 plus 2 is 8, damage 2, b4, and the Constitution saving throw, here we go. Oh, yeah, it did really good on that. Dang. Nonetheless, we lose 8 points for that one. Which is very good news because these guys have pretty high health.
Yeah, we kind of noticed.
Yeah. I figured you guys would. I figured I couldn't keep that little information away from your knowledge for too long.
No.
But, that was the chair, I promise. Alright. Next up after Eldith, here it comes, guys. The point of, the point where we lose Prince Darendil, I think. Oh my gosh.
I wanted to see if he was an actual prince or not.
Yeah. There's this whole story with him and everything, but, yeah, this guy... Well, actually, to be fair, I feel like this guy right here would be a bit more preoccupied with the dwarf, deep, dwarf that just became twice his normal size. And I think that he's gonna try and make an attack against this guy. Yeah. So, this Black Pudding's gonna attack Hemeth for a natural 19. No, 19. What? He's going to make... I love doing that so much. Alright. 1d6 plus 3. So that's a natural 6. So that's 9 bludgeoning. And then the 4d8 as well. There you are. Well, might as well do that now. So 9 and 22 acid damage from Hemeth.
I can't remember. Do doors have resistance to acid or a poison? Because I know regular doors have a resistance to one of those.
He has resistance to poison.
Okay, it's poison. That's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't, unfortunately, gain anything to his armor class. So with that single hit, Hemeth goes down. Wow. Alright.
None of us knew him.
very well. I definitely
We
didn't
knew
know him very
him
well.
for a minute. And there went him.
But he goes crashing down forward on top of those hands, right?
Wouldn't that just like dissolve him into a goo? That happens.
He does crash into the one a little bit. It makes sort of a like noise, a really wet sucking noise, and it's disgusting. But
Ew.
yeah, that's about all that happens, though. So that is it for that creature. Next up is you. Who's he gonna attack? He's gonna attack Prince Darendil.
Oh.
That is a natural death save fail. So Prince Darendil disappears. And then this guy is gonna attack this guy, and that's a natural death save fail for him too. Alright, that is it for those certain monsters. Now
But with Prince Darendale, did he disappear, or is he just like lying there lifeless?
He's lying there lifeless.
Okay,
Very
okay,
dead.
just making sure.
Very, very dead. He did not vanish, but he is starting to evaporate because as he was lying there on the ground, the black pudding came up and it just began to envelop him and then move over his corpse. As it did that, you just see this acid begin to simmer at Prince Darendil's corpse, evaporating all the fur like instantaneously, and then once it gets to the skin, it starts to move a lot slower but continue its corrosive path. Next up is this guy right here. He is going to come up and attack Turvy. For 4. That does not hit Turvy. Let me just double check. Yeah, the armor class is 12. 9 does not hit. I should probably do this now, actually. I realized while I was putting together these flashcards, I did not do anything for Glabagool. Like,
Uh-oh.
yeah, like anything in the last game. I did not roll his initiative, and he was left out a good bit. So
He didn't do anything.
I mean, he can do things.
he can do things. Maybe I decided to just leave him out.
He's a passive observer, I guess.
The thing is that all of his attacks are pretty strong, but they're all acid attacks, which they're immune to. Same thing with them against him. He's immune to acid attacks, but he can come up. He totally could have saved Prince Darendil, technically.
Well, we can't retcon it now.
No.
Or could we?
But I do want to give him still a turn before we continue on. Prince Darendil is dead, though. Let's do 1, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And then he could totally just suck up Topsy and move away. Or is it? No, it's an attack, so he would be right there. But he's immune to the acid, and if they attack him, nothing would happen. They can't get to Turvy right now. Topsy. Topsy is suffocating, but not going to take any further damage until he's left out, which I think it's about, like, I'd say 3 rounds before the unconscious person takes suffocation as a point of a death save fail, I think. Homebrew rules. Yay! Jimjar. Jimjar is up next. Let's see. What would Jimjar like to do? Jimjar,
Hit
of
something.
course. Jimjar is going to use his hand crossbow and aim at this guy right here. Jimjar has a sneak attack bonus for 2 extra d6 because there's a person right there. Natural 15. Beautiful. Finally, Jimjar kept on missing like a million times in a row. So the
He got like
2
3 ones or something.
Yeah, he kept on getting 1s. Let's see, that's 7 as sneak attack damage. And the short bow is a d6 plus 2. 1, so that's 10 total. But it needs to make a Constitution saving roll. 16. Damn them on their Constitution, which is also +3. But that's 10 points of damage to B2. Yeah, 10 points of damage to B2, which is good because B2 is pretty OP right now. Another thing, if you guys are watching, I've apologized about this last week, and I want to apologize again. All of the player characters rolled for first initiative, like everybody got to go right at the beginning. The problem with that is that now it's all the NPCs and the enemies that go one turn after the other, after the other, after the other. So, next up we're at Turvy. Turvy.
To be fair, if all the enemies held their turn, it would move a lot faster. So
you are not
Your move,
wrong.
DM.
You are not wrong. Turvy, in his where we're at form, though. Oh my gosh, he's going to do. What is Turvy going to do? Bite plus a short sword attack. Yeah. Let's do that. First off, the bite from Turvy again on B2. The bite for... yeah, that hits 13. No, 11. And the short sword attack. Oh, that was almost a natural one. Short sword attack does hit 2. So, first off is the bite. Where the heck are D4? There we go. Do-do-do. For 3, that's good. That's 5 piercing plus the short sword. Is 6 piercing for a total of 11 piercing damage on this guy. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Alright, next up, then, after Turvy, is the Globofool. Globaghoul is going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and use his action to spit out Topsy. That's it. Next up is Prince Darendel, who is dead. Next up is Sereth Kazeret. Just straight to it. Prince Darendel's dead. Done. Sereth Kazeret, he did the... oh my god, I hate me. None of these missed. But almost all of them should have been with advantage. I forgot about that. Because that little red line there, yeah. That's fine. There were 3 attacks, I think. That's fine. I just need to make sure that none of them are critical successes. Okay. This little red line was the Fairy Fire, which the only one that was not affected by the Fairy Fire was B5, I believe. All these other ones were affected by Fairy Fire, so they have advantage on attacks against them, but so does Jax at the moment, because he was also in there at the time. So... yeah, Sereth Kazaret's gonna go ahead and move 5, 10 over here, and nope, there, and aim at B5 with his hand crossbow, which is 8. That does hit. Oh my gosh, that was very, very bad roll, but it still succeeds there. Thank God. So 8 points of damage against B5. Alright. Next up is Stool. Stool with 1 point of health. He's gonna try and move far away. He's gonna go right there. Actually, right there. Or no! Oh boy. Stool, I noticed this too when I was making these cards. Stool actually has a really small speed, but yeah, we're gonna do that. But we also made him a large creature. I did that as a DM choice. He's supposed to be or not a large creature. I made him medium. He's supposed to be small, which I don't like. I like to think of Stool as I am Stool. So I made him as a medium creature. Hemeth needs to make a death saving fail. Or roll. I mean, what? And it's a fail. Yep. And did I call it or did I hope for it? I don't know. Alright, there's Hemeth for 1 death save fail. Next up is monster number 5, who is going to attack Delilah. Can you tell me, Brandon, what is Delilah's armor class?
How is he attacking Delilah?
Yeah, Delilah's way back by the blobby thing.
Or, sorry, Nathara. Nathara.
Oh, hello.
Yep. What is Nathara's armor class?
Armor class
13.
13. Let me just double check this.
Don't answer for me.
Sorry.
I can't speak. Whoa, jeez.
Keep your
14.
fold in your lap, please.
It rolls a 14. So it is going to
It is.
3 points of bludgeoning damage.
Super here, right?
Yeah.
And 16 points of acid damage. For a total of 19 points damage. Unless you have
That
any
was
resistances.
So
Are you resistant at all?
No, I'm human.
that would put you down to 2 hit
Fair.
points.
Oh, wow. So as attacks are being thrown at just these pools of pudding, and you just hear constant like landing in this sucky kind of liquid form. One of them comes up as it moves forward and just rolls along the floor, comes up and forms what appear to be like these arm kind of poker things. They're just the idea of arms. They come out and they grapple you from both sides and not a literal grapple. I apologize for that terminology. They just swipe at you from both sides, doing the impact a good bit of damage, but mostly just the searing pain afterwards, as well as, let's just see to double check. What's your armor?
Me again?
Nathara, yeah.
13.
No, what is your armor?
Oh, my armor.
What
It's
is it?
light armor.
A light armor? Is it leather?
I'm not sure. It says just light armor.
Yeah, that's proficiencies.
Oh, it's
Leather.
Leather? Okay. And then you have a dagger, right?
Yeah.
As this happens, though, your dagger just begins to singe away as well in the acid. That is
You also have a
enveloping
sickle.
your body.
I do have a sickle. Does my sickle disintegrate as well?
Yeah, it begins to disintegrate too.
Dang it.
Thank you for letting me know that. All right.
What about the rest of my stuff? Is it okay? Don't tell me it got the bagpipes. Oh no, I still have that rusty iron bar. Did it get to the rusty iron bar?
Yeah, that's slowly disintegrating.
No!
the rust is just, it starts from there and it just continues to dissolve in sort of this red just fashion. Like the black pudding just begins to form this form it into like a clay powder of rust. Next up is Topsy, who needs to make a death saving roll. Last one, possibly.
Come on.
No, 19!
Thank God.
So Topsy is good for now. And last but certainly not least, at the initiative, is this guy right here, who is going to... Actually, he's going to move up to Mira. Turvy gets an attack of opportunity because he has not used any reactions. With 6, that does hit. Turvy does not get both, so what Turvy's going to do is just to swing with the short sword, which is a d6 plus 2. Was that the 5 that I just rolled? I believe so. For a total of 7 damage on B3. And B3 is going to come up quickly and try its acid attack for 13.
No, my armor class is 14.
Ah, so it quickly comes up trying to... what's a good word for this? I don't have very many good adjectives for water-based monsters.
Sploosh.
It
Trying to sploosh you.
splooshes you.
Yeah.
But as it tries to sploosh you, oh my gosh.
Getting splooshed.
Getting splooshed.
I regret my life.
Yeah, as it tries to sploosh you, it too regrets its life, being a water-based monster. The best adjective for it is just splooshing around. So it splooshes and it gets all upset, but it comes up and it tries to lunge forward the best a puddle could, and it forms into like a long, much more narrow streak of water than you've seen before, and you quickly move out of the way using your roguish kind of speed. As you dart out of the way, it lands over to your side, left-hand side, as you dodge away from it. Next up then, it's 7. Next up, we are back at Delilah.
She's gonna use Cure Wounds on... Which twin is that? Topsy?
Yeah, that's Topsy there.
Okay. She'll cast Cure Wounds, which is 1d8 plus 1.
Aww.
So, only 5, but...
Okay. It's enough to revitalize Topsy. It's... What happened? Topsy says. Just heavily panting.
She's alive!
More than we can say for Prince Darendelle. Alright.
Aw, too soon.
Literally beating a dead horse.
Zash hated him. What are you talking about, Justin?
That doesn't mean I did. I mean, I'm pretty much Sash, but still.
What did you say, Brandon? 5?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
That's the most healing she's ever done.
Is that the end of Delilah's turn?
Yeah.
Alright, well then it's over to you, Brandon. What would Jax like to do?
First thing is, does it look like there's any rocks that if they were hit hard enough, they would fall and potentially get up
Ooh,
on these goo guys?
Good question. Make a perception check.
Okay. 17.
17. There's one that might be.
Okay.
There's one very strangely teetering on the edge over the area where they came in. Right about here. Where's the pointer? Right here. Where if it's hit well enough, it might end up doing a bit of bludgeoning damage to a couple of them that are in the way.
Okay. In order to get into range of that, I'd have to get right next to this dude, so I don't know.
Whatever you'd like to do.
Would you allow me to use a javelin more like a spear and like poke it into this guy to do piercing damage, or am I gonna have to throw it?
You can certainly use a javelin as a spear, but is it naturally piercing or is it slashing? It's piercing, right?
Yeah, piercing. My
you can-
greatsword is slashing.
Yeah, you can definitely use it as a melee sort of melee ranged weapon. Yeah, you don't have to throw it.
Okay. That's probably stupid, but alright, I'm gonna get up on the one-eye hunters marked.
Okay. Oop.
And I'm just gonna...
And I'd say it keeps you about, well, maybe not 5 feet away. Yeah, you get just within range of melee since you are using his melee.
Okay. And I'm gonna jab it into him.
Okay.
11.
11 hits. Go ahead and roll
Cool.
damage.
And... oh, man. I use my last spell slot for Divine Smite.
Divine Smite. Nice. Go ahead and tell everyone at home as well, too, what that is, because we have not used that spell before.
I've definitely used Divine Smite.
He's
Oh,
used
you
at
have
least
it?
one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
We just thought it was a bonus action when it's just something that you can do.
Yeah,
Yep.
but I can still read it off if you want.
Yeah.
Once I find it. Okay.
Well, you don't have to, but I didn't... Because when we were talking about it, I thought that you were talking about... I don't know. I was probably very preoccupied with all the NPCs.
Yeah, I used it against those like first water dudes on the boat, and a couple other things, I think. But anyway, that's an extra 2d8 damage on top of the
Yep.
javelin.
After the hit already hits.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's 6 for the javelin, and then another 8 for the Divine Smite.
Very nice. With that, seeing the monster move up toward Mira and try and sort of, it forms like one of those. Have you guys ever seen like one of the fountains where the water streams from one side to the other?
Yeah, those are cool.
It tries to stream like that, and that's how it attacks Mira. She dodges out of the way of this thin liquid as it pools on the other side and again forms into a humanoid-ish kind of shape. Holding the javelin, seeing it in such a thin form moving through the air, you decide it'd be better. You take the javelin, you run forward, you strike it into the squishy sploosh noise as it squishy sploosh creature as it sort of retracts, and you see like visible shaking on its creature as you deal a good bit of damage right to its very essence and being. Very well done. Is that the end of your turn?
Also, Hunter's Mark damage. Almost forgot. Just rolled. Got a
Ooh.
6.
Yes. 6?
Boom. Yep.
Dang.
Very nice. Thank you for reminding me. You literally just said I was Hunter's Marked and I forgot. Alright. Very, very good attack. Next up is Mira.
Okay, with this one next to me, since I remember that I have contagion, I'm going to touch the one that's next to me.
Okay. Can you do us a favor?
Mm-hmm. And would touching it be a free action or a bonus action?
I'd say that would be a bonus action.
Okay.
But for touching it, you do take 1d8. I thought that you roll for this. You just naturally take a d8 of acid damage.
Alright.
You take 1 point of acid damage.
Oh,
Feeling
that's good.
confident that you're gonna do more of damage to it than it to you, you hold back all senses of worry, fear. You hold out your hand, and there's a slight little pinch on your fingers, but you go ahead and touch the creature as it begins to sizzle. And do us a favor, go ahead and roll a d6 for us.
1.
With a 1, okay. Knowing that the ways that this can affect different creatures, and knowing that you could really be passing anything along to it, you see as it, again, sort of shrivels up, but then comes to a bit more effectively, as though what you tried to give it doesn't affect this kind of creature as much. It does stay for a second, though, and it's a bit more still while the battle continues all around you. It does stay stunned in its position just for a moment.
I'll screw it. I'm gonna hit it with my rapier.
Hit it with your rapier. Do us a favor. Go ahead and roll an attack with advantage. I
Oh,
cannot
cool.
stop forgetting. In fact, Jax, do us a favor. Roll a d20 to see if you get a natural 20.
All right.
Because I keep on frickin' forgetting.
I did not.
You did not
I
get
got a 9 and a 12 total.
9 and
so.
a 12. Total.
Speaking of,
My rapier is a d8.
One more time,
And-
Justin.
so speaking of forgetting, I see your screen.
Yep. Forgot I was sharing that. I was like, oh crap. You didn't see it on the stream, but I made a face too. I was like, oh. I forgot Audacity. I know that you mentioned it for like you mentioned it at the beginning to help us out, Rachel. I apologize. I immediately after you said, I started Audacity because Justin is in. Hello, Justin. And then I was like, hey, Justin. And then we started the stream, and I was like,
Alright.
Oh, sure. Blame me.
Okay, so my rapier is a d8, and do I get sneak attack because Jax is right there?
You do.
Yeah.
He's within 5 feet of the creature.
Alright, that's 1 on the d8, but that's 10 total.
A total of 10 damage to B3. Very, very nice roll.
She still didn't sink your battleship?
Nope. Yeah. These guys were powerful to begin with. Good news is you guys should get a bunch of XP at the end of this.
True.
If we live.
If
I'm
you
actually-
live. If you live.
Yeah, some part of me.
There's gonna be less people to split it
I'm
with.
glad Prince Darrendel's dead because he just kept making them multiply. That was not going anywhere good.
Well, they have. It's not like they multiply with the same amount of health as each one. That's why they get smaller.
Yeah, but there's more of them.
That's also very true. A lot more attacks, and their attacks are OP as shit. All right, next up. Unless would you like to move or anything?
No.
Okay. Nathara.
Nathara's gonna go back like 10 feet, and is it possible for me to do cure wounds on myself?
Yeah, are you gonna cure wounds first?
No, I'm gonna walk back first if I can.
You get an attack of opportunity.
Yep.
Damn it. No, I'll cure wounds first and then I'll walk back.
There you go. Alright.
So, alright. Regain number of hit points equal to 1. Spellcasting. What's my modifier for that? Dang it.
What do you roll for that spell?
An 8.
Alright,
I
it's
need
a
my
D8.
modifier. Spellcasting modifier. Would that be my proficiency bonus? No. I don't know where it got written down. Is that it? That's not it.
Oops.
I'm sorry, hold on.
She has to find her spellcasting modifier.
Or
What did I write it down? No, it's not here.
probably plan ahead for a lot of my NPCs.
Your spell attack is +6.
So D8 plus 6.
Oh wait, no, is that your modifier though?
With your tag. Is it mine? I don't know if I have a modifier. That's what I got. I don't have one.
Justin, how did you calculate your spellcasting mod?
I believe it's your proficiency bonus plus your
So Bard would be charisma.
wisdom. Or yeah, bard would be charisma.
So yeah, it would be +6.
6.
Okay. Why am I using your dice? I got new ones.
How is it +6? Delilah's is +1 and mine is +2 for cure wounds.
Spellcasting modifier?
Well, it's 1d8 plus 2.
That's
2 plus
that's
8.
I'm pretty sure.
It's 1d8 plus your spellcasting ability modifier, and it already does it for you on D&D Beyond. Mine's 1d8 plus 2.
They don't.
I don't
do
have
D&D.
D&D Beyond.
Yeah.
I have paper.
What? What even is that?
Yeah, I know. It says foreign substance.
I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it is tree dandruff.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it is 6 for me.
Well, it's because bards use charisma. So.
Yeah. Bards use charisma.
So do
Dungeons and
Paladins
Dragons 5th edition,
and clerics.
calculating your spellcasting modifier.
I don't think you add proficiency because otherwise mine would be +4.
It probably is +4. Mine's +5.
On D&D Beyond, it just says +2.
Oh, then yeah, it's +2. Because it is your So I struggled with my headphones. I couldn't hear. It is your modifier plus your proficiency bonus.
Then mine would be +4, but here it says +2.
Are you proficient in spellcasting?
I'm a paladin. I don't know, because Delilah's only +1, and she should be better at this than me.
It sounds like you guys did that wrong, maybe.
And
Because it's your modifier plus your proficiency bonus. I know that.
it's on D&D Beyond. It does it automatically.
Yeah, and mine says +5.
Hmm.
Would it be my charisma? Yeah, bards use charisma.
Yeah. I rolled really high on my charisma, so that's probably why mine's 6.
And she has a 19 for her charisma, so it's a +4. for the modifier.
Wait, because you're talking about your to hit, right? Like for your spell casting.
Well, it's not an attack. It's just the regular modifier. So would
Oh,
proficiency
sorry.
be added?
Yeah, that's just your charisma bonus.
Okay, that's your charisma. So it would just be +4.
Okay.
So that's 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still 6.
Mine are
so
+5 to hit, like the attack spells.
So that gives me. I go to
Yeah,
8.
that's what I was looking at.
I go to 8 hit points.
I would not move. I wouldn't move.
I'm just gonna. I guess I'll just stand there and hold my breath.
Wait, can Cure Wounds be used as a bonus action?
Is it? I believe
let me
it's an
look.
action.
No,
Yeah, it's an action.
It's an action.
Okay. I probably wouldn't move if I were you.
Oh, hold on. When you cast a spell using a spell slot of 2nd level or higher, I don't have any.
No,
level
you
2
don't have any
spells
level
yet.
2 spells.
No. Okay, we're good. I end my turn because I can't do anything else really without dying.
Okay. Very, very nice. Next up then is Ashmar.
Okay, so the 4 little guys in front of Nathara and upside down dwarf.
Yep.
I can't point at anything, so it's difficult.
Fair enough.
If I wanted to use a spherical attack,
Okay.
could I aim it so that it didn't hit our 2 friends?
I think so. In fact, it looks pretty. Depending on the size of the sphere. How big is the sphere?
It's a 10-foot sphere,
So.
so 10 feet in all directions.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah. I would think so, because if you center it, right here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe more so right there. Then it should get a good little circle going around. That would encompass like that. This guy would be like half covered by it, so his dex might have, because it's a dex saving throw, right?
Con.
Constitution saving throw. Ooh. Yeah, we'll say that it gets all of them.
Cool. I do that.
All right.
Shatter.
Shatter. Ooh. What's shatter?
It's a thunder. A loud ringing noise, painfully intense, erupts from a point of your choice within range. Each creature in a 10-foot radius sphere centered must make a Constitution saving throw.
Holy shit. Okay. Well, I have a cool thing that might happen because of that.
No.
Yeah, because they're water.
Well.
Kind
Okay. So their Constitution saving throw of what?
13.
This guy? I have to tell you, we gotta hope
It's
for
pretty
we gotta hope for natural 10s or under because they have +3 modifier to their Constitution. So the first
I was
one
kind of afraid that would be the highest one, but it's the only like rate or multi-attack.
Yeah.
I'm tired of this battle. So
12. So 2 succeeds so far. 10, that succeeds.
okay,
Last
then
one,
they all
B5.
take half damage.
B5
Oh, yeah, there's four,
succeeds. Yeah.
Roll really
But-
high on your damage.
But here's another thing. You actually did it to the point where you could see that. You look at you're trying to avoid everyone else, so you go aim like past the fallen dwarf, past the 2 little pudding things there, or you just see moving a little bit beyond them, and you aim for the back wall. When you hit it, there's this loud echoing that emanates throughout the entire cavern, this loud rumbling noise. And there's gonna be another freaking avalanche. So,
Sweet.
with
Oh, no.
that, there are
Do I need to do their damage then?
the people in the way of it are all back behind there. That includes
Including
the
Sarah?
fallen Hemeth and not
Oh,
Sarah.
no, he's not over
he's
there.
he's a good
Oh,
bit over
I'm
this
looking.
way
I'm
as well.
looking at this. I'm looking at this
Gotcha.
thing right here.
Gotcha.
We'll see.
But also including Nathara. So, let me go back to the original Rockfall information. Just to make sure that I have it right. While I'm doing this, can you give me a roll for Nathara, Rebecca, for dexterity?
Dex.
Is it a dex save or just straight up dexterity?
Dexterity saving throw.
Let me use one of my new d20s.
That's
7 plus 4 is
11.
11.
No.
11.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
But including these guys. So that is 13. Minus 3. Again, going down this row, and then that guy will be last. 17 minus 3, he succeeds. He's able to get out of the way well enough. 17 minus 3 succeeds. So these two quickly run around that way to avoid. Someone has a good bit of static, I think, on their end as well. You do not succeed. You get trapped. So Hemeth is unconscious, and he takes an automatic death save fail. So that is 2 for him. And B2. 9. He does not succeed. So everyone who failed takes 11 points bludgeoning damage.
Nathara is unconscious.
Nathara is
-3.
unconscious. You are incapacitated.
What about the damage from the
I
spell?
just put 0. You're under negatives.
And you're half buried under rubble.
Ugh.
The damage from the spell still affects these guys. Let me figure out.
Yeah, it's half of 16, so 8.
Half 8 for all of them. So, be 5, 4, 4.1, and 4.2 all take 8 damage. Plus 11. 19 damage for B5. Very, very good for that one.
I'm real sorry about that, bagpipe lady. He yells out after her.
She's unconscious.
Oh,
She can hear.
No, she's blissfully ignoring anything right now. She's taking a nap. Being unconscious is merely an unplanned nap.
and there we go. Hey,
Speaking of, I hope we're going to rest after this.
guess what? Boom. So that one gets destroyed in the rubble as it comes crashing down. Oh, hiccups. But yeah, very nicely done. Automatic death fail, and you two are buried in rubble. Half buried, I should say. Oh, and this guy, what was his? He failed that, so he took some of the damage from the rubble as well. And then after that, he moved B2. which I think I did. No, I have not gotten 2 yet. That's why. Did I? Yeah, no, I did not get 2 yet, so... Cool. And after all that then, the rubble, which now half consumes you two, has fallen down. And after Zash, whose turn is next? Eldith Feldrun. Eldith is gonna aim. Seeing all those people get attacked by the Zash's incredible display of magical power and downright ethereal presence, she feels that those guys they're sort of very well taken care of. She looks over at Zash sort of admirably, like admiring his strength. He
just gives her a wink.
She blushes. She definitely blushes. She being a dwarf scout, she's gonna still hide behind you a bit, move over to the side of you though, and take aim then at the guy who is so close to Mira and Jax. She is going to make her longbow attack once again, flying through the air as it sinks into the creature. It deals 6 points piercing damage, but its Constitution saving roll, nah, makes it. It like just makes it too. Damn. So she deals, what did I say? 6 points piercing damage?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. It's still a crap load to go through. I'm glad we killed some people. Cool. That guy's getting down there. Sort of. That's gonna be the end of her turn, and she sort of cowers a little bit again behind you, just to make sure that she feels a bit safer. This guy, he's gonna take another swing at Hemeth. And that kills Hemeth. 3 death save fails. Hemeth disappears.
We barely knew you.
Yeah. This one is going to move on over to Turvy as well. Make an attack roll against Turvy. +5. What is it?
What?
Ooh, 16. Yeah, that definitely hits Turvy. 1d6 plus 2. Bludgeoning. 6. Hey, that's good news. That's 8. And where's the last d8? There we go. 8 and 14 is 22 points of damage to Turvy. With a single blow, the acid, small in form, comes up to Turvy and slashes at it with its water hand sword, turning it into like a thin blade of its form as it slashes into Turvy. Turvy screams out in its were-rat form and sort of lets out like a little squeaked howl of just sheer pain. But Turvy's still standing. But next up is this guy who is also going to attack at Turvy. Yeah, that hits Turvy. 6 again for the bludgeoning. They're all lowish, but yeah, that's still 21 points of damage, and Turvy falls unconscious. Next up, oh boy. Yep. This form of liquid, he is going to attack at Turvy as well, and Turvy loses a death save. But next up is Jimjar. Jimjar has, once again, advantage on the attack. Sneak attack. He's going to attack the first one that came after Turvy, which is 4. B4. 4 plus 4 to the attack. Jimjar. 7. Just makes it. Holy crap. Constitution saving throw. Let's see if we can roll another 3. Oh, it was almost 5. Yep, that Constitution save makes it. But he does have sneak attack bonus, which is an additional 2d6.
Does he get sneak attack, though?
Yep, 1 per turn.
So it doesn't matter if...
He's unconscious? Oh. That's a good question.
Because if he's using the rogue sneak attack, it has to be, the person within 5 feet has to be like actively engaged in combat. It can't be
that is a very
someone
good point.
Unconscious.
Let's go ahead and double check, shall we? I will point out that he is not a rogue. But sneak attack might just be sneak attack. Oh, you are correct. That is not incapacitated. Alright. Very, very good check. So he just deals 1d8 plus 2 damage, I believe. No, 1d6 plus 2 damage. To that guy, 8 damage to B4. Alright, does Turvy or Jimjar want to do anything else? I was saying Turvy that whole time, wasn't I? Does Jimjar? No. He does not. Now it is Turvy who has to make a death saving throw. 14. 1 fail, 1 success. Very nice. Next up is Glabagul. Glabagul is gonna do what Glabagul does best. Glabagul is gonna act like a little, whatchamacallit, ambulance. And go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It can, well, can it? Yeah, the attack is technically considered moving into its space of 5 feet. So I feel like this action would be the same thing, moving into its space of 5 feet to pick him up. And that's the end of his movement and action. Next up is Sereth Kazeret. Sereth Kazeret is going to move 5, 10, 15, 20. Right there, he's going to aim for B4.1 and make a hand crossbow attack. Plus 4 to hit, 13 hits. The damage is a d6 plus 2 piercing. 3 piercing damage, damn it. Let's see his Constitution saving roll. Come on. 19. God damn their Constitution. Holy crap. Okay. So that only does 3 damage to 4.1. That really sucks. You guys have no idea how much that sucks. It's at 1 hit point now. If he had rolled a natural 2 or anything better on that. Okay. That's it for... Oh my gosh, though. Hold on. I forgot about advantage again like a million times in this. Let's just make sure that wasn't a natural 20. That was not. Okay. That's Aerith Kazaret. Stool again is going to use his movement and action to dash. Hemeth is dead. Topsy is now conscious and is seeing Turvey get slaughtered. And Topsy is heartbroken by this. Topsy's going to move up 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Get in melee range of B4.2 and do its double action bite and short sword attack. Yeah. That's what Topsy would do. Yep, that hits. And the second one, natural 20. Although, let's make sure for the first roll again. Nope, okay. So the bite first, which is a D4 plus 2. Where the hell did I put the D4? There you are. So that is 4 damage, 6 total for the bite. And then the short sword with a natural 20 gets 10. So 16 damage on 4.2. As Topsy runs up and yells, "Get away from my brother!" And just in this were-rat form, just this, it's very difficult to make out what Topsy is actually saying. 4.2 that was? Yeah. She runs up screaming this and does the slash attack. Actually, the first attack did kill 4.2. So we're going to go ahead and move the second attack over to the next one behind, which is 4. So that was 6 damage toward the first one. Second attack was 10 damage to 4. Holy crap.
Dead?
Yep.
Yay, Topsy!
runs up and with were-rat form comes up, slashes at one of the molds of just humanoid form liquid. As she slashes at it, it just splashes outward, acid sizzling in droplets along the ground. As that form just falls down to the ground, she then takes out the blade, slashes it down through the second one as it breaks apart into 2, looking like it's about to reform into 2 different creatures, but they just tumble over to the sides and splattering all over the ground. Topsy had an incredible round there. Next up after Topsy, though, we go over to the monster that is B3. Oh, this guy right here. B3 is going to... Yeah, B3 is going to attack... Let's leave this up to the die. B3 is going to attack Mira.
Yeah, just hit it. That's fair.
Let's see. Plus 5, 13.
Nope, 14.
Ah, very nice. Once again, it tries to form a streamlined liquid and attack you, but this time it is dead set on hitting you, just splashing all over your face. It aims for your head as you just narrowly move your head out of the way in a Matrix-style miss. It goes once again long and actually is now over here. Very, very nicely done. After that, we are back up at the top of the initiative.
Okay.
Delilah, yeah.
Hmm. I think that she would use Guiding Bolt
Okay.
on...
There are only 3 left.
I know, I'm trying to think. On the, I think it's the one that took, like, the least amount of damage so far. The one that's not Hunter's Marked, the other
The
big
large one that's not Hunter's Mark, B2.
Yeah. Okay, so... 17, so 22.
22 hits. Was that, did you roll advantage?
No, I did not. First one was better, so...
Okay. And it wasn't a natural 20, right?
No.
Okay. So, Guiding Bolt attack, as you just see, like... Actually, do us a favor.
Yep.
I hate to say it, but for Delilah to do a Guiding Bolt attack, she'll need to move a bit. She can move 5, 10, 15. Move into this square right here and have a good distance. Do you want to move her?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Alright. What,
12.
12
Radiant.
damage. Very nice. As you move over to this, as Delilah, I apologize, moves over to the side looking for a clean shot at just the few remaining ones, and seeing this one very still large pool of liquid that's retaining its shape pretty well and hasn't seen much damage to it. She moves over to the side, holds out her hand, clutches onto her pendant around her neck, which again looks like that one sort of a loop with a star in the middle that moves around to the side. She clutches onto this pendant long ways in her hand and silently whispers a word. As she opens up her eyes, they glow bright white, and her hand lets out this blinding streak of light which just pierces right through the center of this black liquid as it just creates a hole, a void. Once it stops, it reclaims the empty mass, but it's wiggling around a good bit, and in pain, it seems. Very nicely done. Is that it for Delilah?
Yeah.
Alright, next up we have you again, Brandon Jax.
Alright. Can I, like, smack at it with my greatsword so it does bludgeoning damage instead, or no?
With the hilt?
No, like, the blade but sideways, so, like, it's smacking instead of slicing.
I would say that would be no more effective than just a punch, though, which is just, I believe your strength modifier plus a d4.
I feel like getting hit with the side of a sword is way more painful than a fist, but that's fine. I'll just stab at it with my javelin again.
Javelin again? Don't forget you have advantage, so if you did want to throw it, you could.
I know, but I don't like to throw it.
Okay.
Plus, I only have like 4, so...
Same one with advantage, right?
Yeah, the one that I have Hunter's Marked.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Alright, you move 15 feet over to its space where it just leapt to. Go ahead and make an attack roll for us with advantage.
12.
With both rolls?
Yep.
Alright. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay, so that was 6 with the javelin and then 2 for Hunter's Mark, so 8.
8. Very nice. you run up, and again, as it's trying to recapture its solid form and recover from the miss of the attack, you come up and pierce it. Again, right through its liquid form, and it is again still getting down there, but still retaining its shape, still sort of whole. Yep. All right. Is that it for you?
Yeah, because I think Land Hands the full action.
All right. I believe so. You can double check real quick if you want.
Yeah, I'm checking really quick. Oh crap, I'm on Delilah's, not mine. Yeah, it's an action. Okay.
Okay. Then next up is Mira.
I'm gonna try and hit the one that has Hunter's Mark.
All right.
That's 11.
11 hits. Go ahead and roll damage. You do have sneak attack.
Hey.
Hey.
All right. 6. Oh wait, no. Gosh darn it.
With advantage, did you roll to make sure that you didn't get
Oh.
natural?
I didn't, and last time I forgot my +2 with my rapier, but I don't have to count that. But it's plus. Well, hold on, let me just roll the d20.
Everything's falling.
Yeah, no, I didn't get a. All right.
Okay.
It's 5, 6, so it's 8 total. Because last time I just
8
did the dice,
total.
I need to remember to do my modifier.
All right. 8 total damage. Again,
Yeah.
very well done. That was with the rapier.
Yes.
You seeing Jax stab into it, you take his lead and also jab into its liquid form again. As you pull the blade out, it just reforms around where it was. But you guys you know that you're slowly wearing it down, but it is hit after hit after hit, and it's still standing.
All right, I'm gonna touch it again.
You're gonna. I would think that each creature can only be affected with that once.
Okay, then I am going to disengage
All right.
and move 5, 10, 15, 20, 20 to here. Right here.
That's 30.
Okay.
Well, I moved a bit sporadically, but... Or no, you're right. 5, 10, 15... Yeah, 20.
What?
Alright.
That's the end of my turn.
Okay. Next up, Nathara. Rebecca, can you roll a d20 for us?
No pressure.
No pressure.
Was that 18? Yeah. 18.
Wow. Very, very nice. You have 1 death save success. Next up is Ashmar. Ifrit.
It was quicker when half the party's dead.
It does go quicker, I know.
So, I didn't think about this last time. That actually probably would have been really helpful. But if they have the fairy fire and we do advantage on them,
Yep.
if it's a saving throw, do they take disadvantage?
I don't believe so. It's only attacks against them have advantage.
Okay.
Because it makes them very visible, is the idea of it. Fairy Fire doesn't really do any magical effects to their being. It just makes them far easier to see and really focus on. That's why attacks are so easy against them. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, debating what I want to do. Because I had an idea, but I'm not sure how beneficial it'll be.
What was your idea?
I'll stick with it. I want to. I might have to move a little bit, but I want to hit the one behind the ooze, the blob cube. I want to hit the one behind that with vicious mockery. Oh no, I guess it doesn't matter because it's just within hearing range.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't have to move.
Yeah.
It's not like line of sight or anything.
Okay. What do you say to it?
I don't know. It's a string of insults. That's hard to come up with. I do my best impression of the Monty Python French guy in the Grail. And just kind of point at him. He doesn't understand what I'm saying anyway, so it doesn't matter.
No, he doesn't, but I love the picture of it. Go ahead and roll that for us.
It's a wisdom save.
Wisdom save? Gotcha. And then it's still damage, right?
Yes.
And half
There's
damage
damage
on a
and
success?
disadvantage if he fails.
Okay. 14 wisdom. Let me double check because a lot of theirs are plus and minus. And I want to be sure I have it. Their wisdom is -2, so it's 12.
Perfect. He fails. So it's D4, and then he takes disadvantage on the next attack roll it makes.
Do you want me to roll D4?
Yeah, because I thought I had it out, but it was a D8.
No worries.
Sorry.
Oh, it's only 1 though. Damn it. Okay, 1 damage and then disadvantage on his next attack. I love it.
I did it just to check, and I rolled a 4. Dang it.
Oh,
Should have waited. Oh well.
we can make it 4. It doesn't matter much. It's great to
I mean, that'd
hear.
be cool. It was really just like I figured I'd pull it out while you were
Yeah.
talking, and
Let's go with
yeah.
that, because almost all the time I have you guys roll damage. It's just with your current setup, I didn't know, since you were on your laptop, what programs you have up. And
I just use it on my phone.
Gotcha, your phone. Never mind.
But it takes a little while to switch out the die, and yeah.
Next up we have Eldith Feldrun once again, seeing your successful attack. Once again, though, her eyes sort of lighting up in your fiery flame of a head. She's gonna take your lead. She's gonna move around to this side of you and aim for, again, the guy with Hunter's Mark on him. With her longbow. For +4 to hit, she rolls a 7, which, yes, is enough. See, that's the thing about these guys. Their health, crazy. Their damage, crazy. Their armor class, like, shite. Alright. A D8 +2 piercing. This one. 3. So 5 piercing damage to that guy, which is B3. Which is getting there. And again, like I said, she takes your lead, she steps up. As it flies through the air and pierces into this. You guys watch as this one actually gets stuck in its liquid form and it's not quite able to reform around the wound as it has been. And it's starting to look a bit more fatigued and stressed. This one, 4.1, is going to come up and again attack Topsy. Topsy's still conscious, right? Yeah, Topsy's just now conscious because Topsy attacked those two. Turvey's the one that fell unconscious. And the last one, not natural, but a 20 does hit, dealing 8 points of, and with that, Topsy's down. Let's see if it's enough. No, okay. But, yeah, it does automatically lose 1 death save because the additional damage was after the damage that killed, the acid damage was after the bludgeoning damage, I should say. Yeah. That's unfortunate, but next up we have this guy right here, who is also going to attack Topsy. Another death save fail for him. And then we have Jimjar. Jimjar once again is going to take... Actually, Jimjar is going to take aim at B 4.1. And 6 with advantage. 8. Which does hit, but don't need to roll Constitution or anything, because no matter what it takes, that guy is dead. So that's good. That was the one that had 1 point of health left. Oh god damn it! I was so close to sneeze. Like, the sneeze is still there. Oh my gosh, that was painful. Okay. Sorry. Oh no, I didn't need to voice that, but I just thought I'd let you guys know why I'm sounding weird and being weird. Okay. Oh no. Turvy is to make a death saving roll, not Topsy. Natural 20. Holy shit, Turvy had Turvy had 1 fail, 1 succeed, which means that with the natural 20 it gets 2 successes and Turvy's back to 1 hit point. The interesting thing about this, Turvy once again becomes conscious, but realizes that he's inside this green pool of liquid and starts to freak out for a good 6 seconds. Alright. That's Turvy's turn. Next up is Glabagool. Glabagool is going to telepathically communicating with Turvy. Glabagool is going to go, "It's alright, I'm just trying to protect you from more attacks," and moves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 over here and spits out Turvy as though some weird alien scene where like a creature comes out of an egg. You just see Turvy spill out with a little bit of the ooze liquid surrounding him, like gross liquid. Alright. I didn't want to become too detailed with that. Next up is Sereth Kazeret. Sereth Kazeret is going to stick with his tried and true method of keeping a bit of distance and attacking with his bow. 14 definitely does hit. 1d6 plus 2 damage on that. Which is 5 damage. Sereth Kazeret comes over. He moves a few steps forward, arches his bow, and just takes a breath. In the heat of the battlefield, and with so many people falling down, he just aims at this weird black liquid, which barely stands out from the surrounding. If you guys weren't in the phase rest right now, it would be so dark that you could hardly even see these guys. But his outline just barely shows along the blue-green glowing background as he knocks the arrow, pulls it back, and it lands. It flies right through the watery form of the creature as it just falls down to the ground, a puddle of lifelessness. And there was but one. Next up is Stool. Stool again darts his way the heck out of dodge. And next up is Topsy with 2 death save fails. This is the moment, guys. What happens? $13. Aww. 13. Topsy just succeeds, and that monster was dead. Topsy just succeeds and is still barely able to hold on, but you guys are looking. You still see breath in Topsy's form as Turvy, crying out in the distance, realizing what happens, sees Topsy unconscious over there, still sees her breaths, her chest and stomach moving up and down, breathing, panting heavily, but you still see like sizzling smoke just come off as acid continues to deteriorate around her form. We are back to Delilah.
Okay. Delilah is going to cast Spiritual Weapon right up next to that dude. She has a lot of stuff that I don't think she realizes she has. Just throwing it out there.
Spiritual weapon is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Go ahead and...
That's just the bonus action to cast.
Yeah.
And I believe you can use an action to attack with it. I'm not really familiar with it that well.
What you would like to do?
Yeah.
Alright, go ahead and make an attack roll for the weapon. How long does spiritual weapon last for? A minute?
Yep, 1 minute.
Okay.
And that's 22.
22 hit. Was it a natural 20? And did you roll
No.
twice?
I did not roll twice.
What did you make the spiritual weapon into?
Giant mace.
Oh, it's just you guys. Once again, you guys just from sort of behind you in the corner, you just see this bright white light come off of Delilah's form as this shadow of just wings gets overcast onto the rest of the group. As the light comes from behind her, you guys see a second glow right by the creature as this giant symbol of a Delilah's fighting power, this giant mace, just is in the air as it comes slashing down. How much damage does it deal?
10.
10 damage, just splattering this creature, and as it peels up and away, you guys still see the form move back up, but a lot of its form is missing. Like, its size is halved, quite literally.
Hashtag battle cleric.
Let's get that trending, guys. Yeah. I mean, guy, singular, not plural. Alright, now what would Jax like to do, Brandon?
Alright. He's gonna stay back a little bit and he'll throw his javelin this time.
Throwing his javelin. Go ahead and make 2 attack rolls.
Okay. That was a 22 again?
Go ahead and roll damage.
8.
8 damage. Very nice. It's still standing, but again, it's looking roughed up. Next up, we have Mira.
How far away am I?
You are 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet away.
I'm gonna move 5 feet in and use my crossbow.
Go ahead and roll an attack with advantage.
Let's see, 22.
22 hits. Roll damage.
So that is a d6 plus 2, and make a con save of, make Constitution saving throw because it has drop poison on the bolt.
Yep. They've succeeded every single one so far, and including that one. All right.
That's 6 points of damage.
6 points of piercing damage. It is a very good hit once again, but it is still standing.
Oh my god.
Just seeing everyone else begin to open fire on this last piece of just a dark puddle form that has hurt you guys so badly so far. You take aim and it again flies through the liquid form, but continues on and slowly begins to regenerate with the last bit of strength that it has. Next up, Rebecca, can you make a d20 roll for us once again for Nathara?
15.
15, 2 successes. You should be more excited. You sound sort of sad that you succeeded. What?
Oh, my coffee's cold.
Oh.
And I can't use the microwave because it's in the same room.
Gotcha. Well, no worries if you microwave something if the audio
Just-
is.
Drink cold coffee.
I have been for the past hour and it's disgusting.
Not that bad. Some people
Yeah.
order it like that.
Yeah.
Not when it was brewed hot. And it was meant to be brewed hot.
I mean, let's be honest. Cold coffee is pretty much just hot coffee left out for an hour.
Usually,
With ice.
no, because when they
Yeah.
do iced coffee, they brew it extra strong so it doesn't dilute as bad.
Mm.
And I usually
I
drink
know,
coffee
I
a
was
lot
making a
stronger
joke
than
'cause
this.
people that drink cold coffee are basic.
I drink both, so I'm just neutral.
Yeah, exactly. It evens out. I do sometimes, but there usually is more sugar and stuff too. So
Yeah.
Yes, but speaking of things that are brewed hot, Zash, it is your turn.
clever girl. I guess I'm just gonna Eldritch Blast this fool.
Eldritch Blast.
I want to take him out.
Yeah. Go ahead and, it's a dex save?
No, it's just
With
an
a ranged
attack.
spell attack.
Attack, okay.
Which I have +5 to hit. Do I need to roll?
No.
Just in case you get it too.
Roll twice for a natural 20.
Natural 20 on the second one.
Yay!
So all dice get doubled, finally! A critical! After all the, rolls of 20s against those who had advantage.
I know, it's super exciting. So 2d10s or just double it?
Just double the 1 die roll.
That'd be 12.
12. Describe to us the kill.
Nice. Fine.
Oh, thank God.
So Zash creates this big ball in his hand and just says, "You destroyed too many of the people that I kind of care about." And she blows the whole thing. Just ooze everywhere.
Beautiful. You guys just see, like, overshadowing all the light from the phase wrist, overshadowing the still blinding light of the mace that is just floating above the black pudding. You guys just see this very bright, very white hot, still with an orangish red glow though, very, very burning hot orb fly through the air as it goes inside the creature and then explodes outward, just disintegrating any bit of acid pool, and you guys just see just this little bit of form at the top of where, like, its sort of head should have been in the humanoid shape it was trying to create, as it just falls to the ground, and then there's just this one last droplet that falls into it.
It's a good droplet sound.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It is just completely destroyed. In fact, you guys see the acid begin to deteriorate some of the rocks that were there, including some of the ones that are around Nathara, but she's still very much so trapped in there.
Can I
we'll
run
say-
over and start digging out the dwarf that I don't know is dead?
Okay. You start run over and
Why, so you can
get
loot
to
him?
Hemeth. You try to dig him out. Go ahead and make a strength roll for us. Strength check.
And I'm gonna work on Nathara because I feel bad for kind of making this happen.
With my ring of power, it's a 4.
For you try and you continue to dig, but you cannot find Hemeth's body. And when you get to a boulder that's probably the one that's one of the ones covering up his body, you just can't lift it. So you try and get these small bits of rubble out of the way, but you're unable to get past any of the large forms.
Jax,
Zash,
help
go ahead.
me!
I got a 16.
16, you successfully dig out Nathara. And yeah, we'll say Delilah comes over, is able to at least stabilize her. We'll let Brandon decide whether or not she wants to use any spell to help her.
Yeah, she'll use Cure Wounds at first level. And
Wounds
I
at
figured out why she seems so, like it was only +1, because I remade her character on my D&D Beyond, so it would be easier for me to keep track. And I swapped her charisma with her wisdom, so...
Gotcha.
But anyway.
So a negative in the mix.
Okay, that's actually
So
funny.
that's 8.
8?
Nice.
She's at
Yeah.
8 hit points.
Yeah, no, you guys try and dig him out, but you guys find no body. No body.
Jackson, trying to help me?
No
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
body. No body.
Delilah got 8 when she healed. Jax hasn't done anything yet.
Oh, she healed Nathara 8. Got you.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing she at least again stabilizes Topsy. I'm not so sure about.
She can attempt to stabilize using a medicine check. Or Jax, who has... Oh, wait. No, she has a racial ability where she can heal.
That's what I thought.
As an action, you can touch a creature, causing it to regain a number of hit points equal to your level. So she can heal 3 points using that.
Perfect. Heals up Topsy in the blink of an eye. And go ahead and give us a roll for Jax to see if he can successfully get them out the rubble.
Do you want me to add my strength modifier? Or just a straight roll?
Just a straight roll for us.
16.
No, your strength, yeah.
19
though?
then.
That is, yeah, for sure. You're able to move a good bit of the boulders out of the way. As you guys continue to dig, though, you see a pool of blood, some bits of viscera, and what look to be chopped up pieces of bone and muscle. As you guys get further, you realize that any shape of what might have been there is just gone.
Can I see if there's anything that can be salvaged?
Yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check.
So yeah, she wants to loot the dead body.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, duh. Let's see,
Jax prays a little bit.
21.
21. You find a war pick, which is a melee weapon. 3 javelins.
Nice, I can replenish my javelins.
I hand the javelins to Jax.
Sweet.
Okay. You do find his armor, of course, which was a bit more heavy armor. Really only fitted for a smaller humanoid, like a dwarf or a gnome.
Heavy armor. Small.
And you do look for things like gold. You find nothing of the sort, but
Like anything that could relate to his business, and I had
Yeah.
that in air quotes.
Yep. As you continue to search, though, you find a rather well hidden, tied to a necklace around his neck that was very conveniently always hidden from view by his big bushy beard, big white beard, which was usually white, but now is just this sponge of redness. You do find behind it a key that was looped around a chain around his neck.
And what was his name?
Hemeth. Hemeth.
What made him big?
That is an ability.
Okay.
Durgar.
I don't know if it was an item that was on him.
That is a very good question. Yes, that is a nice
'Cause
magic.
we wouldn't know that. I was just kind of curious.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
And I can't remember. Did he tell me where he was from when I threatened him a couple?
He did. I
He
believe
did.
it was. It wasn't Blingdenstone. It was the other one, Gracklestool. Yeah, Gracklestool.
Okay. Well, I have his key.
Once Mira's done, I want to take a minute and I'm going to cover him back up with a few rocks, but nicely. And I'm going to do a little prayer to the Lord of Light. I don't know if this dude believed in him or not, but it's my
Not your
duty as a
problem.
paladin.
And Zash leans into Mira real quick and goes, "First of all, did he have anything good on him? Second of all, was this my fault?"
For the first one, he has some shit that we can probably sell. Because I don't think it'd do it any of us that much good. And the other thing, yeah, it was your fucking fault.
I would like to point out, he was unconscious before the rock fall.
Yeah.
Mira
Yeah,
knows
but who
this.
caused the rock fall?
He was okay. I
Yeah.
I
Zash
Whether
actually
what
looks like a little upset, like probably the first time you've ever seen him upset.
I just
He's
wanted
just
to
like-
make sure that Mira knew this and that she knew that she was telling him it wasn't completely his fault.
Oh, no, yeah, I
He
know.
meant
Okay,
like
yep.
the
Cool.
yeah, because he knew that he wasn't dead when he went down.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of like, oh, I've never killed someone in accident before. Not sure how I feel about that.
I kind of look over at him like, what? On accident?
I didn't know that was gonna happen. I would. And he just walks away.
Oh.
Damn it.
As you walk away, I'm guessing this way, right?
Away from her, yeah.
As you walk away this way, you guys still do just see like one arm of a claw of the green matted fur of that which was Prince Darendel.
Oh yeah.
Just wanted to remind you.
Can I go off to the
still walks
corner
away
and
though
look
because
at
he doesn't
them?
care about Prince Darendel.
Yeah. Well, there's not enough left of him to see if he was actually a prince. So, can I go off to the corner and take a look at that key?
Yeah. Go ahead and make a insight check. Well, yeah.
An insight check on a key.
Yeah. Because it wouldn't be history. It would. I mean, not really just knowledge or intelligence. I mean, yeah, it'd be insight. You can do insight on things, but it's not common.
11.
You get the idea that this key opens a lock. You're pretty sure of that.
Okay, Jax wants to go over to where he saw Prince Darendel fall,
Does
and
Okay, sorry, go on, sorry, but I will say something after. I apologize.
you're fine. And he's gonna take some of the bigger rocks off of him, try and do a little nice thing like he did for the other dude. And as he's doing it, if he happens to see anything interesting,
Go ahead and make an intelligence check as you're of course just so focused on making sure they get to proper burial.
right?
You wouldn't have any malicious intent or you wouldn't have a wandering eye that looks for it. So go ahead and roll for your wandering eye.
And that's an 18.
18, very nice.
You accidentally loot the crap out of him.
Let me just double check. searching through his matted and now blood-stained, which it's actually a blue blood. You guys didn't really notice because you haven't seen Prince Darendale bleed much before this. It's his fur is stained blue. This normally green matted fur is now just completely strewn with like this aqua liquid. You don't find anything too out of the ordinary on him, for the most part. He didn't have any pockets or anything like that, obviously. He was quite naked for a large bear kind of creature. You said it was 18?
Yeah.
Okay. You do find, though, because this is also, he's almost, furless in some spots because of all the acid burning through him, and in many spots, it's just been, the acid is worn away at the skin to the point where that's where all the blood is oozing out of from. And then he was buried with rocks on top of it. But you do see this, on one point of his skin, just at the back of his head, there's sort of like a raised edged symbol burnt into the skin that was completely hidden by fur before. But now that the acid has burnt away that fur and left that skin in that area intact, you're able to see this weird symbol at the back of his head.
Do I recognize the symbol at all?
Make a what would this be? Make an Arcana check. Actually, which is better, history, religion, or Arcana? They're all intelligence. So if you have a skill modifier to one of them, use that.
Okay. Well, I have it for both Arcana and Religion, so they're the same.
What is it? Total.
17.
17. You recognize this as often being associated with demonic magic. It's sort of a demonic word that's been etched into his skin.
What language is it?
Demonic. I forget what their actual language is known as, but
It's either Abyssal or Infernal. I can't remember which.
Yeah,
I think Infernal then.
think I saw.
I thought I knew it, but I know Primordial.
Yes, you do. Which is the language of elementals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I forget what character knows what.
Oh,
The
trust
problem
me,
with
I
it.
know. I had to make Sareth Kazaret just automatically speak common because apparently he wasn't supposed to.
But now we can bond.
Yes. God
What
bless
was it?
you.
Ugh.
It's violent.
The sneeze that made the entire computer fall.
Also, if he was actually transformed, wouldn't he have like reverted back to his original form after dying?
That's
I
true.
mean, if it was like true polymorph or something like that, then no.
That happens when you go to 0. But true polymorph still goes
True
away.
polymorph, really?
I'm not
I haven't read up on
so
the
sure
spell.
about that.
Because polymorph lasts for a duration, true polymorph lasts until you reach 0 HP.
Huh.
I'll have to look
I had to
that
look it up before I made a cat character.
Fair.
Okay.
Fair. Well, you guys see, it's still Quaggoth form.
I guess we'll never know if he's actually a prince or not.
I doubt it.
You never know. There are weird things in the world.
I guess so. Like a giant demon from the water.
That's in the top 10.
Saying that you guys are able to compose yourself after such a battle. This is what I was gonna say. I'm sure at one point one of you goes to get Stool.
Oh.
Yeah, he's running away.
Yeah, but he only moves at like 10 feet. So you guys catch up, sure enough. But again, I changed that a little bit because we made him large. Yeah, you guys are able to once again continue on your journey. Once again, just be thankful that you guys had met up with the rest of the group and sort of take a bit of a moment for those who you have lost. It's at this time that it really begins to hit Nathara about Ron's death. Prince Darendel, who she hardly even knew. The rest of you sort of quickly became attached to, well, at least Mira did, it seemed, became quickly attached to Hemeth, and just seeing how quickly someone that you guys allowed to join you for just a short bit, how quickly things change and how you never expect that to happen. It just suddenly, he's gone. This hits a lot of you hard. As you guys continue your journey through the Underdark, winding through caverns and tunnels and on a trip that seems endless, but Stool assures you that you guys are on the right way. Every now and again he'll release his spores that allow you guys to communicate when he's getting bored and wants to talk, and he'll constantly assure you that you guys are headed the right way. I want to know who keeps an eye out for resources, for things to see, for enemies. Who's gonna keep an eye out for what most of the time?
Probably me.
Well, what do you keep an eye out for is like what I'm asking. Who keeps an eye out for which thing?
I'd probably keep an eye out for enemies.
You're gonna look out for enemies?
Yeah.
Would you be more so traveling in the front or in the back?
I'd probably travel at point. Well, I'd probably traps, actually. I'd probably look for traps.
Okay, so you're gonna want to travel more so in the front, still keeping your distance from everyone because of your diseases?
Yeah.
Sereth is gonna follow behind you a bit, but he's also gonna, I would also guess that Zash is gonna take a good bit of lead on this as well.
Yeah, he's actually he's a little further away from everyone than usual. He's going to activate his control flames to make his head a little brighter, so that he can keep his distance a little more. He just kind of wants to be alone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's
off
in
to
the
the
front.
side more so, in the front,
Just kind of lighting the way.
lighting the way. Okay, sort of like this. Sereth is gonna sort of just be walking between the two of you more so throughout the journey. Topsy and Turvy are gonna stay so close together, near the back. Stool is gonna help lead the way as well. He's gonna be up here. Jimjar is gonna be back with Nathara. Eldith is gonna follow like directly behind Zash, but she sees that he wants to keep his distance, so she's gonna keep a respectable distance.
But also swiggity swooty.
Sweetie, sweetie. Her eyes lit up as your face did. Oh. He's gonna follow close to Stool, and then you two, Brandon, do you two want to be more so in the middle or in the back or in the front?
Jax would like to be closer to the front near Mira. Her stuff doesn't affect me, so I don't care.
Okay.
And then Delilah I want towards the back. And she's also going to use light, her cantrip, on my sword so I can see.
Okay. And where's Nathara?
I thought you said I was next to Jimjar in the back.
In the middle, sorta. Yeah.
In the middle? Yeah, it's fine.
All right. Does anyone keep an eye out for anything else?
I want to look out for resources.
Resources, food, water, things like that?
Yep.
All right.
I have a passive perception at 14, so I'm just kind of staying alert.
Staying alert. Gotcha. Okay. Everyone traveling along. Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
Throughout the travels, each day that you guys travel along, you're able to find a good, I forget what it was. I think it was 13 pounds, no, 18 pounds of food rations and enough drinkable water for everyone. Just you yourself, you're able to keep the party going on food and water with the bare minimum at the moment. Not really extravagant, and when you guys do get time, he tries to make things better by with the help of maybe Delilah cooking up some of the certain fungus into the fungus bread, which tastes a little bit better and is something nice and different, but it takes time to prepare. Mira's keeping an eye out for everyone along the way. There doesn't seem to be too much. You guys come to, again, occasional cliffs where you guys use your tried and true method of using a mixture of the rod, a movable rod, along with rope to get there, and you guys try and save the fairy dust, the pixie dust, a bit more. So a couple times you guys just try it, you're able to successfully climb up and toss down a rope ladder for different areas and cliffs. You guys come to, some days it's just wandering through a gigantic open field, it seems like, where you can tell that you're surrounded because of the echo, but you don't see any walls, you don't see any ceiling anywhere near you. It's like you're walking through an echoey desert. And then other days it's so narrow that it's almost impossible for Jax to get through in his gigantic form. But you guys successfully make it through a number of days' travels. As you do that, I want everyone to make 3 Constitution saving rolls for me. Or, no, wisdom. Sorry.
Good.
I'll roll mine first.
Yeah, one at a time. Let's go with Mira. Sorry. But you can roll them now, but tell me one at a time. You can roll them whenever you want.
Yeah, I rolled them all at once. One's a 14, one's a 7, and one's a 13.
7 is your lowest. Got it. What about Jax?
I got 19, 13, 6.
19, 13, and 6. Got it. How about Delilah?
10, 18, 18.
10, 18, 18. And how about Zashmar?
17, 10, 20.
17, 10, 20. Nice.
And Nathara?
11, 14, and 20.
11, 14, and 20. 11. Good. So. Once again, overpowered by the condition that you guys are in, one of the nights, and when you guys are sleeping not too far from each other either, Jax and Mira both have a very similar dream. Again, it is just complete darkness everywhere around you. You yell out nothing but echoes. It reminds you of some of your travels in the Underdark. That's not the scary part. The scary part is that all around you there are whispers. All around you are voices. You can't make out a single word that any one of them says. But they're everywhere, surrounding, getting closer, getting louder, until hush. It's absolutely silent. Once again, you guys see, as scurrying across the floor, the gray floor beneath you, which extends out into the darkness and slowly becomes as dark as the surroundings. You guys just see little spiders and insects crawling along it as they begin to crawl up you. You try to swat some of them down, but there are just so many all around you that they begin to encompass your entire body until you wake up terrified. You both had this exact same dream. After those days pass, you guys make camp once more. Almost everyone heads to bed. And the only two people left are awake are Sareth Kazaric, well, Glabagul, but that's because he doesn't really sleep as much, and he's off in his own little section, though. Sareth and Zash, who stay awake. A bonfire is set, and he sits next to you, Zash, not really saying anything. He looks more drained than usual. More exhausted, what's a good word for it? More weakened. Mentally and physically than you normally see him as.
Is this place getting to you too?
I think so. I don't know what this place is doing.
Aren't you... Excuse me, but aren't you from here? I don't know the terms around here, sorry.
I am. I, of course, was, in the group of drow that had captured you guys, but even growing up down here, things are changing. We've noticed for a while that areas suffused with this light, this phasris, have been getting brighter. A lot of us have heard whispers in the shadows, chose to ignore it. And a lot of it should not have been ignored.
You think the magic is making people sick or something?
I think that there's a reason why the magic has become more powerful, and I hope I never meet that reason.
Yeah, before a few days ago I thought we could probably take it, but... And he kind of looks at all the remaining sleeping friends and just... No, I'm not so sure.
I hate to say it. I really don't think that monster, that god of the water that we met, is the most powerful thing down here.
I guess we'd better figure out how to get stronger then. Because we gotta get out of here somehow, and It might be through, not up. You know what I mean?
As you say this, he chuckles a little bit, and he's taking exaggeratedly long blinks. And when you say how you guys need the strength to do it, he that's what really gets the chuckle out of him. He nods in agreement, though. Says, I just hope we can.
You see what I mean, though, about power and numbers now, right?
Yeah.
It's not great to be down here by yourself.
No. Well, at least we have some available fodder. He says, looking at some of the more annoying ones that bug him, like Jimjar and the twins. Just a lot of the deep gnomes that he's grown a bit of resentment toward. And yeah, that's all they points to. That's all they really talks about, really.
Yeah. Bit bummed about the loss of our furry friend, I'll admit, but you gotta take what you can get sometimes, I guess.
Yeah. He says, sort of, begrudgingly. He looks sort of nervous when you bring him up. A little bit nervous.
Do you know anything about that guy? And we never really got a lot of words out of him, but there's some weird stuff going on there. You knew him longer than we did.
Make a persuasion. For sure, yeah.
Natural 20, so 23.
Wow, very nice. I feel like you're the only one that I can trust. Of course, when I was with the Drow, I did things for the Drow. I was actually the one that brought him in and took him prisoner. I know how wrong that was now, but I had to at the time, and I had to keep up my job, I suppose, but yeah, he was a weird one nonetheless. If there ever was a Quaggoth that deserved to be taken in, it's probably him. So far as we've known him, he has always been a Quaggoth, but he would always go on and on about how he was a prince, and in fact, one time, well, again, I hope you don't repeat this, but I do trust you with this information. There was a time once when one of his other fellow prisoners, from what I heard from the guards that were on duty at the time, one of his fellow prisoners brought up some very good points about how it would have been impossible for him to have been a prince of elves, and he lashed out horribly. Ripped this poor mini deep gnome, and I use the term poor very, very conservatively when referring to deep gnomes, but this deep gnome did not deserve to go this way. I mean, yes, they were Drow guards who told me this, and for all I know, they could have done it for some sick reason, but they swore to me that Quaggoth turned horribly just because of his mental illness. For a while there, we didn't even know whether or not he should even be let out to do some of the work that all the prisoners did, and then not too long after, they took me in for a murder they said I committed, which again, those guards can't really be trusted. But It is what it is.
Well, I'll admit that makes me feel a little bit better about the fact that he's gone, but I do have one more question, if you don't mind answering. Between you and me, were you the one that hurt him on the boat
Hurt?
that one night? His legs.
When he was walking around in circles.
Maybe? I don't... Like, when you remember when he woke up? This is out of character. Remember when he woke up and he, like, his
His paws were all bloody?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was because he spent the entire night walking for about, like, 8 hours in circles on this slivered, broken floor of the ship deck. He was just walking endlessly in his before he could sleep.
I misunderstood that. But
Gotcha,
okay.
sorry. He goes, I had absolutely nothing to do with that. In fact, I tried to keep my distance from him in case he had any hard feelings, and I did not want to go up against the green gorilla.
Okay.
Certainly, while I didn't know whether or not the rest of you guys trusted me being a drow and all.
I mean, Zash taps his pocket. He's like, "I've got some drow poison with me at all times, so I don't see you doing anything to me."
Very true, but so do I. He lets out sort of like a laugh, which you know is friendly, but also sort of still scares you just a tad bit because
Yeah,
it's
an uneasy alliance we have. All right. Well, I appreciate the conversation. It's actually laid a bit of a load off of me these past few days.
Yeah. Me too. Well, I believe I'll start my meditation now. Get up early in the morning and see if I can find anything ahead of us, but I suggest you get your rest too. We need that head of yours to light our way, after all.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Good for something anyway.
Very true. Not those who are adept and suited for this condition.
He still feels a little bit bad about accidentally killing someone, so.
Do you go to sleep now?
Yeah.
Alright. Seraph begins his meditation. Do us a favor. Go ahead and roll a d20 for us. Justin.
Just straight?
Just a straight d20.
13.
13. Okay. You just begin to hear this little echo in your dream. It's not really a dream, even. Again, you're just... You're in the cave that you're currently in. You get the sense, the feeling, like you're asleep. But no one in the group is around you. And then you hear it again. This long, exaggerated exclamation of your voice. Sashmar! As you just burst up, awake, terrified. You are lying there in a sweat, which for you is not common. You didn't even think you could sweat.
It steams a little bit.
It steams, yeah, exactly. You didn't even know that there was enough water in your body to produce sweat. As you sit there, silence. Oh, good. I was afraid you wouldn't hear me. A voice says as you're completely awake.
What? He just looks around, like, confused about where the voice is coming from.
It's me, Zashmar. Your conscience, of course.
I don't have one of them. Who is it really?
No conscience? How did you go this long? Of course, maybe you needed that after the death of your poor little dad. All of a sudden, you just hear this embering, this burning noise as it sounds as though you're in a room, a whole building that's set aflame, and in an unmistakable voice, you hear cry out, Zashmar! How could you do this to me? Zashmar, what have you done? Ah! As he screams out, the flames getting louder and louder until the echo of the flames just turn to a ha 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 laugh, and then silence.
What, you're assuming I feel guilty about that?
No.
His voice is a little uneasy.
You don't have a conscience, remember? How could you feel uneasy about anything? You don't care about anyone around you. Why are you so sad about the death of a murderer or the death of a little deep gnome? They're just undersurface scum. What does that matter? You're made for better things. You're a god among men. Isn't that what you hate? Mortality? All the silly, trivial worries that burdens all of them. When you just want to accept your better side. Your brighter path, as it were. Ha 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 ha.
What's wrong with wanting to be better, more powerful? Isn't that what we all crave?
Yes. That is what you should crave, Zashmar. That is what you should strive for. Don't get sullied or left behind by the small problems of the mortals. No, crave the brighter, hotter, stronger future.
You're right, actually. Yeah. Why do I worry about these stupid people?
Why do you?
If they die, it's their fault for being weak, right?
Their own fault.
Yeah. He's kind of like nods, satisfied. He's kind of convinced. He thinks he's convinced himself that he has nothing to be upset about.
I'm glad we had this little chat. I'll speak with you again, and don't worry. I'll be watching. As the voice slowly disappears, and you're once again left with the echoey, dripping chamber around you. And once again, nod off to sleep.
Yeah, and he notices like flickering, fiery shapes in his dreams, and he briefly sees an image of his mother, and smiles.
Perfect. You guys continue to travel along.
At this point, contagion probably would have worn off, correct?
Yeah, very, very
Right.
true.
At nights, after contagion's over, I want to be with the deep gnomes.
Okay. What do you say?
The twins.
Topsy and Turvy, yeah.
Just sleeping next to them.
You just stay close to
Maybe
them.
maybe cuddling. Yeah.
They're both sort of like sprawled out, like in strange positions, but they're still holding onto each other's hands. Everyone obviously at this point is healed up. Everyone obviously, I shouldn't need to say it, but you have all your spell points back and everything, your spell slots and everything. Yeah, as you guys travel along, is there anything else that you guys would like to do? Anything else you guys would like to say before we continue on the little adventure here? Because it's going to be a number of days travel.
Not to continue taking this over, but just because Ash kind of woke up with like a renewed sense of self, he allows himself to hang back with the rest of the group and walks alongside the dwarf chick that's into him. I don't remember her name.
Elder.
Elder.
Yeah, Elder.
Elder.
I keep thinking her name is Hemeth, and now he's dead, so I forget what her name is.
Gotcha.
But yeah, we don't have to. It'd be weird to act that out or whatever. But the point is,
yeah.
he's gonna hang out with her now.
Okay. Begins to... Okay, yeah, he just begins to do uncharacteristic things around her, like just let out a little smirk, things like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he actually he shares his rations a little bit, things he wouldn't do normally.
Perfect. All right. Anyone else? Do anything else?
I probably stick close with the twins. Maybe hold their hands while they walk.
Okay.
I go back to Delilah, and I describe the symbol I saw on the back of Darendel's neck, or wherever it was.
Does
And,
she read Infernal?
I don't think so, but she's a cleric, so she might know demonic-y things. I don't know.
Yeah. Fair. Go ahead and make a religion check for her.
Not very good. 14.
She just knows that it's, from what she thinks, it's naturally sort of evil. Evil in the sense that it's against her religion.
Okay. Does she know, what, not would have caused it, but, why it would be there, kind of a thing? Why someone would put that on somebody?
From what she can tell, I don't think she would.
Okay.
I don't think so. But we'll say that in this time, too, when you tried to describe it to her, you took out a little piece of charcoal and a little etching pad. You etched out the symbol, and you have a little paper with the symbol on
Okay.
it now.
Okay.
You did that from memory within the first couple of nights, just to make sure that you had it down. And, yeah. Now, is there anything Nathara would like to do?
Not really. She's just kind of sometimes talking with Jimjar every once in a while.
Okay. Is she going to continue on the path?
Hold on.
Alright.
Cool. I know, it's really annoying.
Oh, I can't concentrate. Going along with the path, will it get me to where I initially wanted to go?
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, I'll
We'll
keep
say
on
that
the
there will
path.
be one more week of Neverlight Grove and traveling, and then the week after we're in Blingdenstone, pretty much.
Okay. Then yeah, I'll just keep with the path.
Okay. And yeah, is that it for everything that everyone wanted to do?
Mhm.
You guys, again, you continue on your journeys. And after a couple of nights, actually, I'm just gonna do regular die. If I have them. Okay. You guys run into occasional things like, again, more bands of, like, orcs, things like that you guys come to. In fact, in the next episode... Or, how much XP are you guys away from level 4?
It's 27, right?
Yeah. I am
2,700?
1,200 away.
1,200?
I'm a little over 1,400. I'm a little under 1,400.
1,400?
Yeah, I just need a little under 1,300.
Well, each one of those creatures, which there were like 4 or 5 of, each one of those was about 1,400. Plus the additional things that you guys are going to come across that you guys face, like small things, but you guys take care of no problem. Yeah, at the beginning of next episode, everyone has gained 1,400 XP.
Nice.
Which nobody in this who watches the stream, which there are very few of anyway, but nobody who watches the stream knows this. But I loved it how after the group leveled up the first time, Justin in group chat said like the it was Legend of Zelda, right? Leveling
No,
up, or
it's
no,
Final
Final Fantasy.
9 victory theme.
Yes, it was the victory theme from that in the group chat, and I don't know why. I know why I was thinking Legend of Zelda because there was something that I read the other day. But anyway, yeah, he sent that in the group chat, and I thought that was the funniest thing. You guys noticed that Sereth Kazera, he's getting again a lot more tired, exhausted looking, becoming even more pale for a dark elf, which it does not seem like it was possible, but he is, and now he has little ticks, little uncontrollable tremors in his hands. They're always like shaking, and he is getting nervous, and he is whenever you guys face any of these things, he is becoming completely useless. He trying to shoot his bow, it goes wide every single shot. He cannot aim, he cannot fight. He is looking worse for wear. And in one of your conversations as well, Zash, you guys tend to have these late night discussions because you don't really feel like you need much sleep anyway. Everyone else is now able to sleep a little bit better. They're not as terrified by their nightmares. And then Sereth Kazeret, of course, he only ever really sleeps, he rests for 4 hours. Much like Mira, but still.
I still have to get full 8 hours of sleep.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, half elves.
Half elves
Have
have,
to. No, they don't. Only pure blood elves.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay.
Otherwise, I would have gone. Elves had both pros and cons, so.
Okay. But Zash, you really just enjoy the conversations that you guys have, and so you'll stay up like a little bit later and sleep in a little bit longer than everyone else, so that you have these conversations. But as you do, he's starting to bring up a lot more, surprisingly, like the other drow that were hunting you guys out of Valkenveld, but he's saying things like, no, I know these drow. They're not going to stop their pursuits. They're still hunting us, and they won't give up on us. They won't give up on me. They're gonna continue to fight their way through this Underdark just to make sure that we're captured, just to make sure that they can torture us for days on end and make sure that we pay for the crimes that we have committed. And he's becoming so terrified that it's starting to scare you a bit too.
Is there a way to do a check to see what's wrong with him?
Yeah, you can roll an insight check for sure. Yeah, don't forget, you can always check insight checks for people and stuff. Not stuff, but, you know, for people.
Yeah. It's not something I do often. There we go. 10.
10? He just seems like he's getting really worse. You do get a sense that this is... Whoa, that's a loud noise.
Sorry. Our resident upstairs like
Twinsies.
keeps running the water
No
off and
worries.
on, and it's really annoying.
No worries, but I love how that was so in tune. You get the sense that this is different from what you thought he was. And yeah, you guys were worried about the drow pursuing you. That was always a concern, but you feel like it's been, sorry, pardon me, properly dealt with more so. But you don't know, maybe he does know more than you as a drow. But you're starting to get the sense that he's starting to seem quite a bit more worried than he did normally.
Do you have some kind of like a mental link with the other drow that you know this?
No, we're not telepathic or anything. It's just I've seen their fighting skills. I've seen them train, and I've seen Nathara and her not just tenacity, but her vengeful mind.
Well, if it came down to it, would you be on our side or theirs?
Oh, most certainly yours. Even if I were to try to turn over to their side, they'll still lock me up and torture me with just any means necessary, and when I'm on the brink of death, bring me back. They won't even give me the pleasure of quickly dying at the feet of those eight-legged creatures. No. They will be sure that I pay. There's no way I'm ever going to turn to their side.
Well, that's reassuring. But do you have any secrets pass on to the group? Maybe, train us. If we run into them again, then we'll be ready. Give us a leg up.
That's a good question. Let me just see real quick here. He doesn't have anything to train you guys with, but he does tell you a lot about the drow that you guys did not know before. Much of how is matriarchal, so that's why, of course, Ilara is the leader of the Velkenvelv, but also Lolf, which is their spider goddess, is their deity. He also tells you that drow politics are cutthroat, and goes into good details about that. He goes into details about what weapons they like to use, how they get their poisons, and what they think about that. And this is all like throughout the time that you guys travel and things like that too, not just in that night. And he tells you how some of them are more in tune with magic, and particularly the Underdark, and how darkness is their good friend, being Underdark creatures. So, you know, providing more light could be beneficial as well. And he actually makes a joke about that night, because when he tells you that he tells you this that night, and he goes, he tells you about how naturally, under different circumstances, you two would probably be terrible enemies because of just the way that you are. But you're sort of just an odd misfit connection.
Well, I do have a history of befriending people that I should probably kill, so it's not unusual. I'll say that.
Yeah. He once again, after you guys call it a night, he once again meditates. None of you really notice this. He actually meditates for 5 hours and still comes out exactly the same, drained. Yeah. Nonetheless, you guys continue your journey day and night. In fact, while you guys do this, though, I would like you... Who was leading again? You went back to help out the twins, right, Mira?
I would have kept them with me, but I was still looking out for any traps of any sort, that kind of thing, like danger.
Gotcha. So it is.
But that's only if they would have come to the front with me. But it was mostly like at rest time, I would sleep with the twins. But
Sleep
if they
with the
were, what?
twin.
Alright.
And just like a big sister type thing.
Mm-hmm.
I want. I want Zashmar. I'll do Seraph. Yeah, Eldith is gonna stick with ya. And yeah, and Nathara to make perception checks for us. Oh,
23.
23, very nice.
$16.
16. Stool comes to a bit of a worried halt and releases a cloud spore so that you can talk with everyone once you guys huddle up in a group over here. And says, "This is not right. There should be a passage in front of us." But with your perception check, Zashmar, you're able to detect that there is a little lever off to the side, and you pull this lever down as it... This rock wall facade just lifts up, opening up a new passage, and you guys are able to continue on. Cool. I'm really glad that you guys did notice that. And
Puzzles.
there probably could have been more to that, but the reason why I just made it like that is because it is 9 o'clock-ish. So we are going to go ahead and call it a night for that. You guys continue on your journey, and when we start up in the next episode, you guys are currently at the outskirts of Neverlight Grove.
Yay!
Oh, snap.
So we are gonna venture in there. Everyone is 4th level, or at least they should be, including Delilah. I believe 1400 was enough for her to level up as well, I believe.
Yeah.
Don't think Nathara is, though. Which
No?
sucks. No, she was only at 1,100.
Okay. Slightly
I
behind,
didn't.
but...
Did I get any points during?
Would you have gotten any during your...
I hit stuff.
How much? 1,100 to 2,600, he said?
Huh?
2,600 it would have taken to level up?
27, I think.
2,700.
And I think I was only at 25 after. If I did end up getting
Okay.
any XP during the battle.
I would say everyone gets 1600 then.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
This way you are all 4th level. You can level up. And again, there's just a lot that you guys did that we're not going to roleplay through because, in case you guys are wondering at home, we are doing a story, and we sort of like the homebrew just a bit more. So we're sort of rushing through the Underdark. It was supposed to be 28 days of travel that we just did there. But the battle took up an hour and a half, and then the other hour and a half was just not even. The battle took 2 hours, and the other hour was just talking about 28 days worth of travel. So we're sort of speeding through that so that they can get back to the surface. I feel like all of us just feel like we're trapped under here, and it's just not a fun feeling. Like it's just not. Of course, Nathara loves the big cities. Zashmar loves the big open areas with nothing like around. I feel Jax likes
be able to
churches
see
and palaces and the sun. Same with Delilah, the sun, the sky. And Mira, she does like the dark.
I'm a Port
dark,
Town
small
girl.
places, but you love
You're a Port Town girl.
Port
Yeah.
Town girl. But
That madness is hitting us.
yes, it really is, and it's so weird how that can affect the players. But that's what D&D is, and I love it. We become the characters and in the situation. But again, that is gonna be it for this episode. For now, at the beginning of the next episode is Never Let Grow. But thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to subscribe. Whether you're watching here on Twitch, it's easy enough to do. You just click the little follow button, pretty much, and it will notify you whenever I go live. If you are watching on YouTube or catching up, subscribe to TheMajestic, all one word. If you are looking on Twitch and you want to find the YouTube, just search TheMajestic, all one word, and it will be the very first channel to result. But again, this is Valkyrie, a homebrew, for the most part, campaign, where we play live every Monday night at 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time for you guys here on the interwebs. So we hope that you guys enjoy it. We hope that you have fun with it. Please send in fan art. If you like to do art and you're a fan, that works perfectly. And we hope to see you guys again soon. Say goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.